Hey, what's up, guys? Kokatan Luffy here. So, I actually haven't done a death battle reaction in a really long time. At least one that was timely. I really like Screwtack's death battle series, and I usually watch and I react to death battles that I think are really gonna get me going. You know, I like to see my own reaction too, like when there's certain characters and, you know, there's certain information that goes on, you know, in the episode about the characters. But anyway, I guess I'll make this really brief. I am a huge fan of Pokemon, and I'm a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, as you guys might be able to see. But had I not been a Sonic fan, I probably would not have even been a fan of Japanese anime or video games or anything. As far as what these two characters bring to the table, I kind of think Shadow's stronger, but I don't know if we're not giving, well, I think that's all I'm really going to say. Mewtwo is pretty crazy powerful, but I've always found it difficult to compare him against people who are not Pokemon. But anyway, let's just watch it. Let's just get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. All right, here it goes, guys. I'm pretty excited about this.
With Death Battle, our combatants are always extraordinary in one way or another, whether they're a superhero or a plumber.
But these two are literally built to show up the rest of their kind. Mewtwo,
yeah,
the
and they're both
genetically
created
engineered Pokemon.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out
Sonic
who would
X.
win a death battle.
I wasn't a fan of Sonic X. It was okay, but...
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Fuji was working to create a brand new life form which would change the world.
That's great and all, but he had something else in mind.
Fuji hoped his experiments would help him discover a way to resurrect the person he cherished most.
Oh, that's
his
interesting.
deceased daughter, Amber.
With unlimited resources funded by mob money, he figured out how to clone his daughter's ball of consciousness. Because science!
But before he could finish, he had to create the most powerful Pokemon, a clone of the legendary Mew.
And he named him Mewtwo.
Yeah, Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create
We're
a
going
new
to talk about all the
life form with
dittos
nothing
they
but a
made on
fossilized
accident.
eyelash, you know you're a master of genetic engineering. A field I'd love to get more experience in myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz, you're not gonna alter my DNA.
What are you talking about? I would never do that.
Always watching, Wiz. Always.
Growing up in a test tube, Mewtwo's only companions were Fuji's other test subjects, including Amber herself, through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught
Wow,
Mewtwo
that's weird.
about the sun,
I didn't know
the
this.
moon, tears, and, you know, life stuff. Oh, and also death when she died for good right in front of him.
Worrying this may be too mentally traumatic for the still infant Mewtwo, Dr. Fuji's team erased all memory of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain
Seems
why.
strangely
Nothing else
familiar.
to do, Mewtwo decided to take out all his aggression on all of humanity. Then he turned some stupid kid into stone, a bunch of Pokemon cried, and Mewtwo figured out humans aren't so bad after all.
Mewtwo is one of the most powerful Psychic-type Pokemon, defeating its foes with the power of its...
Then he came back in that one
Hey,
movie
wait a
and didn't
minute, you
remember
keep
anything,
calling
which
him
was
kid.
really weird.
Is Mewtwo a guy or a girl?
Well, neither. Technically, it's genderless.
Oh, how does it bang?
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Bummer. Well, one thing's for sure, it's got balls. Of ghost energy that blow holes in stadiums, and an onslaught of undodgeable stars, multiple types of defensive shields, and a healing ability for when those shields don't quite cut it.
Alongside its other abilities, Mewtwo's favorite move is Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis. With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onyx flying through the air.
He can even make
It's no
himself
use.
fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its melee combat with psychic energy or occasionally a massive spoon.
Would you say he sometimes spoons his
Wow, he
enemies?
just beat Deoxys'
No,
ass.
nothing about Mewtwo is cuddly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike. Attacks so strong they can incapacitate the toughest of Pokemon in a single hit.
And when trouble comes a-knocking, Mewtwo answers the door with a badass Mega Evolution.
Oh,
Mewtwo is one of the few Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving without the assistance of a trainer. As Mega Mewtwo Y, it gains enormous boosts in strength, defense, and speed.
Making Mewtwo powerful enough to fly into space while carrying a robot bug monster.
Fast enough to breach escape velocity over 25,000 miles per hour, over 32 times the speed of sound.
So, really, really fast.
Mewtwo is so skilled in its psychic prowess, it can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse, like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles.
Oof. I gotta check that out. Mewtwo versus Deoxys.
Defeated most of the Pokemon Champions team, including a legendary Articuno. It also teleported an entire
I figured Mewtwo
Quicker
versus
Light
Deoxys.
on top of
I
Mount
thought
Kingdom.
Deoxys was
This
more
lake is
powerful than
comparable
Mewtwo in his
to
attack
body
form.
water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which holds over
But that was before Mega
385
Evolution,
million
so.
tons of water.
Wow, that's almost enough power to lift my ex-wife on buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon, Mewtwo is naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark type damage.
What does that even mean? What is bug type? I just never understood that in
You gotta have
Pokemon.
some sort of failsafe when you're making the
Seems
world's
like
most
bug and poison
powerful
would be the
Pokemon.
same thing.
Yes, the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon. Bugs!
Oh, God, it's a Caterpie! Get it away, it's spooky!
I was not born a Pokemon, I was created. And my creators have used and
Wow, it's
betrayed
pretty
me.
nostalgic. I remember seeing this in the movies.
Stand alone.
And then he like killed all of those scientists. Oh, well, that was actually before this. But he did blow up Team Rocket's hidden lab thing.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Professor Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form which would change the world.
It was called Project Shadow, a covert
I
government
wonder-
operation to discover the secret
Never
to
mind.
immortality. Besides, like diet and exercise, because fuck that.
In Professor Gerald's case, specifically for his
I
granddaughter
mean,
Maria.
we know Sonic
who was dying as a
is
result of
a lot of stuff in Sonic is
neuroimmunodeficiencies.
inspired by Dragon
Now that I
Ball Z,
think about
but
it,
I didn't
Project
realize
Shadow
how
is a
similar
pretty
Shadow and
scary
Mewtwo
name
kind
for
of
a
were.
program that's all about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called the Black Arms. Perhaps.
Okay. So what do you get when you take immortality, the cure of all diseases, aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life
A monster.
form? You get
Edgy.
a hedgehog.
An edgy
Shadow
hedgehog.
the Hedgehog was the first step toward a perfect future. And during his time in Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet. Turns out the governments of the world weren't too fond of all the
Somehow
evil
often
alien
mistaken
business,
for
so they
Sonic.
stormed the place, captured Shadow,
How do you
and
do
killed
that? I
Maria
don't know.
right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and decided to take his revenge by just killing everyone. Until he remembered Maria's last words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed his mind.
Oh, the edge.
Now on the side of good, Shadow dedicated himself to protecting the world from the forces of evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys isn't too hard when you've got super strength, super speed, helped along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos powers.
By channeling the potentially unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with the power of Chaos Control, he can warp through space and distort time, slowing it down to a crawl, or with enough power, freezing it completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which he can use to transform into a Super Saiyan Shadow. Super Shadow, yeah. As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable, can move at the speed of light, and has unlimited access to the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the Space Colony Ark's collision with Earth, and to teleport a giant comet the size of a city. Assuming this rock is half hollow and using the density of concrete as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
Jeez Louise.
Even without his super form, Shadow is powerful enough to wipe out
But,
an
you know,
entire alien
Chaos
fleet
Emeralds
in
are
one
hacked,
blast.
so-
Fast enough to reach hypersonic speeds, and strong enough to play tug-of-war with a giant space monster who is so big, he uses a planet a tenth the size of our moon as a chair. Naturally, when you've got this much power...
I didn't watch Sonic
probably
X all the way
got you
through.
Yes, Shadow is excessively overconfident in his abilities. Also, he has a terrible memory.
This guy spent most of his life wondering who the hell he is. And even when he does remember, he usually winds up losing his memories later anyway. To be fair, if I fell from outer space and all I lost were my memories, I'd consider it a really good day. I mean, I lose them from just falling over at the bar.
That's probably not because of the fall. Also, we can't forget that the Super Shadow form only lasts so long.
Then again, when you move at light speed and have control over space and time...
Damn! He just kicked him in the back of the head.
Not usually a problem for the
I didn't play Sonic 06 either. I literally played every Sonic console game except that game. And Sonic Boom. But I'm going to play them eventually. I have them both. I just... You kind of have to.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Unknown dungeon?
Get away!
You are not welcome here. Leave this place.
What's your problem, freak?
I know not its name, but it is black, red, and very annoying.
Nice.
This'll stop you.
Another gem? What's he doing?
Chaos.
I must know. No!
Control!
Already? I think Mewtwo's probably gonna take this.
Good try, monster, but you're done.
To watch.
It felt like they skipped right to their megaphone like really fast.
Not this time.
Or super mega forms, whatever.
Control!
Disable?
Wait,
Disable?
where am I? Oh my god, I'm glowing! Why am I glowing?
Sayonara.
Wow. I was thinking it was like disabled, but I mean... Yeah, I guess if you can read minds.
You know, Wiz, when we started Death Battle, I don't think we ever expected to see someone die by spoon.
Yeah, Shadow may have had the advantage in pure speed and power, but this time, Rain defeated Brawn.
Mewtwo got the rundown on all Shadow's abilities simply by reading his mind, giving it the knowledge it needed to counter or avoid crazy powers like Chaos Control.
Ultimately, there was nothing really stopping Mewtwo from just taking over Shadow's mind, and its
Yeah,
impressive durability
I guess
and healing
so.
power bought it enough time to do so.
Pretty hard to win a fight when your opponent...
Why he didn't do that to Mega Charizard X? I'll never know,
Shadow
but
has
you
been
know.
mind control before, and has always relied on outside help to recover. Even while
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Shadow was
and there's
physically
that, too.
invulnerable, this form didn't protect his mind. Like that time he fell from space, and then the worst game ever happened.
Yeah, Shadow was gonna lose, sooner or later.
The winner is Mewtwo.
Okay. I wonder who's next.
Next time on Death Battle.
Hopefully somebody I'm familiar with. Halo. Master Chief? Is Master Chief back?
Hey, yeah? You ever wonder...
Are they gonna do Master Chief and Doom Guy again? They should do that.
No, only hopeless nerds on the internet care about that kind of crap.
Where's this
yeah.
going?
What do you think I'm asking you?
Oh, okay.
Just picture it. It'd be totally badass.
You know, I never watched Red vs. Blue, but I probably should watch
Wiz,
it.
and next time on Death Battle, we've got something very special planned, so stay tuned. We'll be announcing it shortly.
Oh, I'm so excited. In the meantime, you guys can watch a show that Brian and I work on called Who Is? It's tons of information about characters that have had a bunch of history, but really quick and fun.
And of course, Rooster Teeth and Screw Attack First members can always watch Death Battle and DBX along with the
So, yeah, that was a pretty interesting fight. You know, I was hoping it would be a little bit more flashy than it was. Especially if, you know, you had that whole, I'll read your mind. They could have, like, played it out a little bit longer, but, I mean, I guess, yeah, it was right to the point. So, pretty interesting. Anyway, I hope to do these again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.